Hello Virgo, welcome to Monarch Intuition, and today I'm going to be doing your December 2022 monthly check-in reading for you. So if you're new to my channel, what I like to do is I like to pull one major arcana to see the energy and then clarify with a different deck. So what's going on for the sign of Virgo? 2 cards fell out. I'm not going to take those. I'm going to keep shuffling. All right, let me get you one more shuffle in. All right. We have the Devil. So obligations and contracts right here. This can also be representation of addictions being bound to something within your life. You feel chained to something, you feel chained to the devil, all right? Now, when we talk about feeling chained to the devil, it doesn't mean that you've, sold your soul, made a Faustian bargain, whatever. It represents that you could be under a contract or you could be in an obligation where you feel bound and you don't feel happy. Because when we look at the devil and we look at the Hierophant, they both are cards of commitment, okay? So the commitment under God versus the commitment under the devil. So when we look at, say, the devil energy, it could be like you bought a car years ago and you're still paying it off, and every month you have to make that payment. It's like hurting you financially and you kind of regret the decision. Or maybe you're married to someone, or maybe you're dating someone, or whatever the situation is. It could be something from your past you don't have anything to deal with anymore, but you still feel chained to that situation, like you can't move forward. Whenever you think about that person, whenever you think about that old job, whenever you're involved with the situation, right? So this devil energy is kind of like ruling the reading for December. You could be wanting to break free, and that's generally the whole point of the devil energy, is that you want to break free from something. It can also be representation of looking at a contract more deeply, so that way you aren't chained to a situation moving later on down the line, right? You don't want to be stuck to anything that you might regret, 2 years later, like buying that car or, purchasing that house, whatever the situation is, getting married. So what's going on with this devil energy? Getting married if it doesn't feel right, okay? Like if you have a lot of red flags, you don't want to be stuck in a relationship with someone who's just going to, be like the devil to you. So what's going on with the devil energy? What do we need to know? So I'm going to be using the Revelations Tarot. This deck does have reversals. We have the Queen of Cups, we have the Two of Cups, and we have the Knight of Cups. So it looks like some sort of commitment right here with Cancerian energy, with this Knight of Cups energy. I'm not going to say it's a relationship, but with cup energy, it does represent, the emotional side of things. So with the devil crowning the reading, this is kind of like a little bit scary for you and for me. I'm not a Virgo or anything, but what I'm seeing right here is that this looks like a beautiful connection, but because the devil is crowning the reading right here, it can be very toxic. So at the end of the day, it can also be a contract that is, legally binding for a very, very long time. Like when you make a contract with, say, the military, or you have a government contract, or anything that, you're going to have to give up a lot of things within your life, that could have, that demonic clause to it, all right? Like when you join the military, you're basically a piece of property to the military, to the United States government, or to whatever country you're from. So that's what this is right here. Do you want to be treated like property? Now, it looks like a harmonious situation with this Two of Cups. You have the Queen of Cups with the Knight of Cups coming out. The Queen of Cups is someone who's very motherly and very nurturing. And the Knight of Cups is someone who just kind of wanders around, wants his cup filled up. So it's like this knight is wandering to this Queen of Cups to get his cup filled up by the Two of Cups. But unfortunately, we have the devil crowning the reading. So let's look into this. What's going on right here? Now, granted, you can make a contract and you could be in a very happy situation, right? It is what it is, but you have to play by the rules. As long as you play by the rules, you don't get burned. However, if you break the rules, or if you start just messing around, if you start screwing up, that is the problem right there. That's when the devil becomes, shows his true form. For example, I've talked about it before. If you are making car payments and then all of a sudden you stop making those payments, what happens? Well, they get very angry. They start, sending the debt collectors after you, and then they start sending repossession. They take you to court, blah, blah, blah. Like, it was okay up until you stopped paying, right? It was harmonious. You had your car, you're making your payments, everything was good, right? So what's going on with this Queen of Cups? We have the Nine of Knives and we have the Wheel of Fortune. Someone is anxiously trying to turn a situation in their favor. This could be you or another person. This could also be a representation of someone trying to cast a love spell. Maybe you've cast a love spell. Someone's trying to do it to you. Someone is anxiously trying to turn fortune in their favor. Someone is spinning the wheel, like a madman. Let's look at this Two of Cups. We have the Eight of Knives and we have the Queen of Knives. Yeah, some sort of legally binding contract right here, because the Queen of Knives is an attorney and the Eight of Knives represents being chained to a situation. So, as I said, being property to the government, like that's what this is. You will be chained to something if you accept the Two of Cups. But it looks like they are really trying to make a situation work for you. What's this Knight of Cups? You have the Death card. You have the Seven of Grails. You have a dreamlike death state. So kind of like, I'm not going to say a coma, but kind of like that. One more card. The Temperance. It could represent that you're going to be getting information while you sleep. The angels are coming to you in your sleep. The Angel of Temperance alchemizes water into fire, and we have a lot of cup energy coming out. It's important to understand that the Angel of Temperance is, it's Sagittarian energy, right? It represents kind of like a guardian angel as well, coming in at the right moment to alchemize something. So the Temperance angel does hold the Two Cups. And the Temperance angel does sit inside of the Seven of Cups. If you look at the actual artwork of the Seven of Cups, you can see that there are 6 cups. Each one has something different, but then there's like an angel sitting in the 7th cup with its head covered. That's kind of like the representation there. Receiving illumination in a dream about an ending. I'm a little concerned about this death energy with this devil for you. But it can also be representation of be not afraid, because with the Angel of Temperance coming out, remember, angels can look very fearsome. They can look like death. They can look very scary. They can even look more scary than demons. So, but you do have that Eight of Knives with that Queen of Knives being bound to a contract right here. Why are they trying to spin fortune in their favor? Lord of Pentacles with the Three of Pentacles. I feel like you do a really good job on something right here. So this is like a company or a person, but I feel more so in the workplace environment. They see you working. They see you crafting your pentacles right here. The Three of Skulls is spinning straw into gold. So, or the cobwebs into gold in this deck. You're making your own garden. You're doing your own thing. You're crafting that arch. There's the Lord of Skulls watching you do this and wondering how this person can capitalize off of this, okay? And I feel like that's what this person wants, is to be able to capitalize off of something. I kind of feel like, in a way, you want to leave something dead in the dust. It's like, yeah, you exist to me, but at the same time, you've been cut off from all communications. And I kind of think that's what you want from a situation. Maybe that's something that you should do, because this is trying to bind it all up into legalities, like bind you to them. They really want to bind you to this Two of Cups connection. What are they even putting up on the line except like Two of Cups energy? Like, what are they offering you? That's the thing, is that they want to spin fortune in their favor. You have the Death card, you have the Seven of Cups with the Temperance, but they want to bind you, but it's just a Two of Cups connection. So what is it ultimately? The Lord of Knives and the Prince of Skulls. I feel like they could pay you out in a form of secrets or in the form of tangible kind of like being paid under the table in a weird way. They can also pay you out in like a form of documentation. So the Lord of Knives is kind of like, you know, a CIA expert. He's kind of like the master of the CIA or the FBI, because that's what the Lord of Knives is. It's someone who's at the top of like an intelligence situation. With the Prince of Skulls, it represents someone carrying money, the king's wealth, from one place to another. It's a very slow-moving knight. So carrying a broad amount of wealth, they can give you a large amount of knowledge right here. But it can also be very tangible. One more card. The Nine of Scepters. But you'll have to work for it. That's the thing. You're going to have to put a lot on the line. So they're offering you the Nine of Scepters as well. So hard, like you'll be able to overcome this situation, but at the same time, I don't think it's worth the effort. I feel like right here, what you need to do is you need to wait for the angel to alchemize the cups and not try to allow this person to come into your life to alchemize cups for you. Because here's the thing, the Queen of Cups is trying to come here to give you these cups, and the Angel of Temperance is trying to block you off this situation, saying that that's a fantasy. Leave it dead in the dust, okay? You have the Eight of Knives coming in with the Eight of Skulls. With the Ace of Cups right here. Here's the, yeah, exactly. The Temperance Angel is going to come in very quickly with a new form of work that will make you very fulfilled with this Ace of Grails. Or a new form of project, new form of commitment. Because that's what this situation is it's like this person is really trying to one-up this. This person's trying to come in with all sorts of legalities, trying to bind you to a situation, trying to, you know, move pieces around. I feel like ultimately, you know a situation is dead with this person. You know that they're just offering you a bunch of BS, but it looks enticing. You know deep down that this situation is done, it's over with, but something is like calling you back. But the moment I feel like that you feel to be called back to this situation, that's when the Angel of Temperance alchemizes something new for you. Because the Angel of Temperance knows that maybe you're addicted to the Nine of Scepters. Because here's the thing, the Nine of Scepters represents living fast, but it kind of represents a burnout at the end of the day. So when we look at the Nine of Scepters, this is a person who's run out into a battle, fought the battle, got beat up pretty badly. They still won. They still overcame it, right? But they still have to lick their wounds. And maybe that's what you're addicted to here, Virgo. Maybe you're addicted to like the chase or to the fight, but you're always left licking your wounds at the end. Was it really worth it for all of this? Was it really worth the Two of Cups experience for you? Was, you know, putting in all of this effort for a very minimal amount of whatever and being bound right here, legally being bound to a Two of Cups situation, is that what you want? I don't feel like that is. Maybe that's what you need to understand. Maybe this person is a lover. It could be a job. It could be just a really bad situation. This person could even be a stalker, right? Maybe they know a lot about you. They want to get to know you. I feel like they're looking at you with this Lord of Pentacles, with this Three of Pentacles right here. Ultimately, this is something that is the devil. Then you have the angel over here, okay? So the devil is crowning the Queen of Cups with the Two of Cups. Why does this person want you back again? Two of Cups. They want to be in your energy. So you have Two of Cups coming out twice. They need you for something. You don't really need them. All right? They know that you are kind of like the goose that laid the golden egg. You can continuously do something over and over and over. You might be able to, you know, how did that story of Rumpelstiltskin end? Because that's the story of like this in this deck. She gets his name, something like that, and then he vanished. But the king would have just been happy if she had just, you know, kept spinning straw into gold forever, right? And never moved forward. This person is trying to kind of, in a way, block you off to progress. Have the Ten of Cups coming out with the Empress and the Judgment card. Yeah, it's definitely wait for the Angel. It can also be interpreted, because I don't know everyone's story, okay? So I'm going to read it in a separate way as well. So take each interpretation, because you can read it multiple different ways. You could have a situation where you are honestly contemplating your own death, okay? Like, let's be real, some people are. You don't feel like life is worth it, maybe you're at that point, okay? I feel like something changes right here when you get to a point where you're just like, it just needs to be done. I feel like there is a shift within the fates right here. Maybe this is something that has been plaguing you a little bit. Maybe someone knows that and they want to help you move forward within your life right here. But if you need to move forward, it does require a contract, okay? So if you want to move forward in a situation with this, it will require you being bound to something. And that could be, you know, that Nine of Wands energy as well, is that maybe you've been through this before and you got burned, or a similar situation. But I feel like this time it will be different. Just understand that if you're the first Virgo and you're not feeling like this and you really think that this person is toxic, I would, you know, kind of leave that away. All right? Move on to the next situation. Move on to the one that the angels are bringing you. If you are the second Virgo and you don't know what to do, this is a brand new situation that feels like it looks good to you. It doesn't really have any red flags. Yes, it has, you know, like some people have to join the military. Like, it is what it is, right? To make money. Some people have to just work at Walmart to make money for, you know, whatever. Some people have to undergo certain things in order to, you know, move forward and advance in their lives. Like working fast food. I work fast food. Or doing just jobs you don't really want to fucking do, but you got to pay your bills. I kind of feel like that's something right there. Just be aware. Just be hyper vigilant, okay? Don't feel like you will be getting paid that much. You might be putting a lot of work in here, but it does have the Ten of Cups with the Empress. You do have the Judgment, though. What's the Judgment about? You have the Three of Scepters. I feel like, in a way as well, you just need to sit still. If these thoughts are getting to you, take a breather. Think about the situation. Wouldn't cry over spilled milk. Easier said than done, right? Understand that that is a form of fantasy. That can be a form of a death spell as well. When you get to the point where you want to do that, remember, other people can be alchemizing and trying to hurt you. That's what this could also be, is someone is trying to put you under a situation where you do something to yourself, okay? People can do that. It's kind of like, just had this conversation earlier where someone was like texting their boyfriend over and over, you need to kill yourself, have you done it yet? Like, this person enticed the other person to commit suicide and was like sending them messages over and over, and there was like a huge trial. Go and look it up. It's like very interesting. It's morbid, but it's interesting. I kind of feel like maybe that's something, maybe someone could be encouraging you. Don't do that. Just understand that that's like, you know, a manipulation tactic. Push past that. If you can push past that, yeah, it's hard. You get beat up in the end. You got the Nine of Wands. Like, it doesn't feel good at all. But you do end up with the Ten of Cups on the Empress right here. You have the Sun card coming out. The happiest card of the deck. So, I feel like that is the total illumination for you right here, Virgo. Understand that don't accept things that have red flags, okay? If you get desperate, don't go with the easiest option, which is, you know, what I was talking about. If someone is doing this to you, don't pay attention to that. In fact, you should go and seek, you know, this. If someone is doing this to you, if someone is trying to prey upon you right here, understand judgment does happen, okay? Judgment does happen. The fire signs rule judgment over the world, all right? The world is a representation of all of us, but the judgment is 3 fire signs, which are all angels. So understand that judgment is, it's also in the Bible, it says, judgment is mine, saith the Lord. So that's what you got to understand. Put you through rough situations, but if you can overcome that, it's not looking too good for whatever this is. It's not looking too good for this situation over here. So, wait for the angels to alchemize. Remember, you got Leo coming out. You got some Sagittarius energy. Got the Five of Pentacles. You have the Daughter of Cups. You have the Four of Skulls. Yeah. I feel like what you want to do right here is that you really want to give to something that is not worth your time. The Daughter of Grails to the Five of Skulls, maybe you feel impoverished and you're just looking to give out your cup to any which way that comes your way, or any which thing that comes your way. Because remember, the Daughter of Cups has an empty cup and she's looking for someone to fill it up. The Five of Pentacles is it's an act of desperation. What you need to do is you need to hold on to your pentacles, you need to hold on to your cup and just put your hand over your cup as you're walking by. Let people know you don't want anything in your cup right now, especially from this. Kind of like block yourself off to this situation that's coming in. That seems very dangerous. If you feel desperate, okay. If you do feel desperate, don't accept anything. The Nine of Cups, you got a wish coming out with the Magician. You have the World card, completion. You do receive a wish. You have the Magician, represents that this is a moment of manifestation, a divine clarity moment. With the Magician and the Nine of Cups, this is divine clarity. And you understand that everything happens for a reason for the world. Everything finally makes sense for you as to what's going on, okay? Move towards the light right here. Move towards the Sagittarius energy. Remember, Sagittarius is a great teacher, someone who's very wise, very skilled, someone who gives up their knowledge kind of freely. It's Chiron the Centaur, right? Chiron the Centaur, just taught people. Is prophesier, master of medicine, just healed. I kind of feel like the angels are not going to have strings attached. The devil always has strings attached. If you look at the devil card, there's a chain that connects Adam and Eve to a podium around their necks. The angels don't have that. They don't have those chains. Now, sometimes they will make you wrestle with them, but once again, it's not a binding situation. All right, they want to see how much you can take before they bless you. And that's something that is important right here. This could be, just a mental test of how much can you take to receive something really nice, to receive a wish come true. Because that's how angels have to alchemize, the karmic scales. They put you through a really bad situation and they guide you through it, so that way they can also equal out the scales on the other side. All right? So that's the kind of weird thing about angels. That's the weird thing about the temperance energy. It holds two cups. It kind of has to empty out your cup and then pour it back in. Sometimes it has to equalize the cups. But that is the concept of turning water into fire. So let's look at the spellcasting oracle. You don't know how to turn water into fire. The angels do. It could be a drop of water here. Pour that drop back into the other cup. Like, there is a method to their madness. So they're equalizing things out for you to hand you off this Ace of Cups. This Ace of Cups does come with a wish. Be careful of a Queen of Cups energy, who is someone who's very motherly, very nurturing, very, just like in your face. Someone who's watching you, basically. Be aware of that. Someone who's watching you work, wanting to kind of bind you. If they start offering you a contract, be skeptical. You have life purpose, and you have clarity. Sorry if you can hear my stomach growling. I haven't eaten yet. So, you have life purpose and clarity. Your life purpose will be revealed to you soon, and that will be crystal clear. And maybe that's what you're looking for. Maybe you're looking for, like, life purpose. That's the situation. Maybe you just have been through this, like, very murky, muddy water, and you're like, I need to see the truth. I need the sunlight. I don't want to sit around, playing in mud puddles in the dark or constantly being in the rain. Like, rain is nice, don't get me wrong. Raining on a nice night, that's beautiful. However, that would, get very, very monotonous. Even if you're someone who likes darker weather and likes the rain, there are days when you're just like, I need the sun to come out. Like, that's what this is. So you have Trick or Treat, Mischief and Play, and you have Skull of Flowers, Creating Through the Ashes. That's the concept of the temperance right there. The mischief in play is that is, angels' way of doing things. So they won't give you a test that you can't handle. You can handle it. It might be difficult, but might be very difficult. However, it will create through the ashes. Spider, deception, elf, mischief. This is the whole point of this right here. There is a deceptive person trying to connect to you, to bind you to something. The elf mischief, maybe this is something that you have to have as well. Maybe you have to be a little bit mischievous and deceptive yourself. Start asking them questions, okay? Who are they? What do they want? What can you offer me? Be a little catty about it. They could be like, I'm going to offer you this X, Y, and Z. And you can be like, is it on paper? Is there a contract? Because promises are promises. People will offer you the fucking moon and the sun and all of the stars to get you to buy a product. They'll be like, it cures everything. And then you look at it and you're like, okay, but like, is it approved by anything? Are there reviews? Like, that's what you need to do. You kind of need to go along with it. And then I kind of feel like that's when you get the clarity. That's when you're like, oh, okay. Yeah, you're the Queen of Cups that I was warned about. So, let's get you a rune card. You have Owl gives protection. You're protected right here. Protection, assistance, advancements, persistence, guardian spirit, divine intervention, and mysticism. Yeah, it's like when you get to the point where you're like, I really want to do it, the angel is like, gonna stop you, okay? That's what you need to understand. When you get to that point where you're really like, I don't know if I have the willpower to hold off, the angel will come in. Just be prepared to... This could be something as simple as you're walking through the mall, and it's Christmas time, and people always have those kiosks up, and they'll be like, I can sell you this, that, and the other thing. For real? I knew someone who bought a $200 straightener. A $200 straightener from a mall kiosk. I don't care if you buy a $200 straightener, because I know hair salon experts, they have those. People who have good hair cutting tools, they probably paid, $1,000, $2,000, whatever for their shears. But it's not going to be from a mall kiosk. Let's be fucking real, all right? So that's what this is. It could be something as someone is just very persistent trying to get you to spend money on something because it's Christmas. You need to really look at that again, okay? You have Gebo, gifts, success, union, happiness, obligation, karma, inner equilibrium. It's funny how I said Christmas, right? Gifts. So let's look at your talisman cards. You have Fehe, achieve a goal, attract money, succeed in business, attain a promotion or a new job. So maybe that's what you're looking for. I feel like it's all about new. New for you. A promotion can be something as simple as you working in a different department for the same company, but for a different department, right? New job could be like you want to leave that old situation and move on to something new. Like, it's all about new for you. It's all about there will be a union, there will be harmony. It's different from what you've done before. Don't bind yourself to something that looks good from the past when you know that you're just going to kind of basically self-sacrifice again with that Nine of Wands, right? So we have reflect and sparkling synchronicities. There will be synchronicities, all right? Possibly when the angel is coming in, pay attention to the clock. You could be 444, 222, 555. Like, there will be synchronicities around you. Pay attention to the animals. Pay attention to, like, pay attention to your reflection behind you. Like, maybe there is a shiny mirror, and in that mirror, you see, like, a stop sign in the back. I don't know, people have, like, signs put up, right? That could be something that's important. Maybe that is the sparkling synchronicity for you to say no. I feel like there is an important message here for you with potentially a reflection with the sparkling synchronicity. So just pay attention to that. Pay attention to animals, time, reflections, things out of, like, that you may not have paid attention to before. One card for that, the Lord of Cups. Maybe even just pay attention to the cups. It could be something as, someone wants you to go drinking with them. You go to a bar, make sure you have your hand over your cup. Like, there's something about cup energy here. So I feel like that's something that's important. Now, in this artwork, there's the head of Medusa, there's a horse, there's a very muscular person sitting on the horse. So pay attention to those things, okay? That could be the sparkling synchronicity for you. So anyway, Virgo, I hope you enjoyed this reading, and I'll talk to you later.